Hi, welcome back. As you know, I've been putting together this series of posts about decisions and decision makings. And I was thinking, if you're like me, have you ever felt like you're spending way too much time deciding the basic simple things like what to eat, where, or watch? You know, we're not alone in this because modern life is filled with endless choices. And while having options is great, too many options can leave us feeling drained, stuck, and even stressed out. You know, I've been reading quite a few different variations on research which show that people spend on average probably 2.5 hours a day making everyday basic decisions, many of which don't really need to have the time and attention that we give to them. You know, and to be honest, this in turn kind of wears us down a little bit, and it's been labelled as something called decision fatigue. Now, obviously, modern life is filled with these endless choices, but is decision fatigue a new thing? Well, not really, because when you look back, ancient philosophers like Socrates and Aristotle, they discussed the mental toll of making difficult choices. Even in historical times, leaders like Alexander the Great reportedly simplified their lives by wearing similar clothing or following strict routines to avoid mental exhaustion. So the idea of conserving mental energy isn't new. It's something that humans have battled for centuries. Though modern life has amplified the challenge more with endless daily choices. That's a lot of time spent choosing between cereal or toast, jeans or shorts, action movies or comedies. These decisions may seem small, but they add up and can leave us mentally exhausted by the end of the day. A phenomenon now labelled decision fatigue. The problem is that when decision fatigue hits us, it becomes harder to focus on what really matters. We might avoid making important life choices, like managing our finances or pursuing personal goals, because we're simply too tired. Maybe we think we're procrastinating. But what can we do? Well, experts recommend, and I, to be honest, think this is just basic common sense, simplifying daily decisions to save mental energy for the big stuff. So what I want to do with this post is just explore how to lighten our mental load, make faster choices, and avoid getting stuck in decision overload. So let's create a fictional day and walk through the day looking at how it plays out and see if we can find some helpful tips of how to deal with this decision fatigue. In the morning, when we wake up ready to start the day, the first decision is what should we have for breakfast? Cereal or toast? Maybe some fruit? What to drink, hot or cold? And after about 10 minutes of staring into the fridge, maybe we finally decide on toast with some spread on top. That's one decision down. 10 minutes. So then next up, what do we wear? It's a typical day, so jeans and a comfy sweater might seem right. Why do these small decisions even matter? Shouldn't picking breakfast or choosing an outfit come naturally? The truth is, even simple choices can become overwhelming when they pile up. According to psychologist Barry Schwartz, author of The Paradox of Choice, having too many options can cause choice paralysis, making even minor decisions feel stressful. Our brains get stuck weighing pros and cons, which leads to mental fatigue and slows us down. But wait, what if it gets warmer later? Should I grab a lighter top? After swapping outfits a couple of times, we're finally dressed. Research says that it takes women about 18 minutes on average to decide what to wear. Does that sound about right? Maybe that's why Steve Jobs was always wearing the same black turtleneck. Less time spent deciding, more time creating. So, still in our fictional day, and lunchtime rolls around. And guess what? Back in the kitchen, wondering what to eat again. A sandwich? A salad? Vegetarian? Meat? Leftovers? So this time, maybe we set a timer to keep ourselves from overthinking. Experts say that people spend nearly an hour a day just deciding what to eat. It reminds me of Yogi Berra's famous quote, "When you come to a fork in the road, take it." Sometimes making a choice feels like playing the classic nursery rhyme game, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. There are moments when we know exactly what our taste buds are craving, a comforting bowl of pasta or a crispy sandwich. But other times, every option seems equally appealing or unappealing, and we start listing pros and cons for every morsel of food. In those cases, it's often best just to close our eyes, point at something, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and eat. Trust your instincts. You'll probably enjoy the meal just as much as if you had spent 20 minutes deciding. On the surface, this sounds confusing, but it's actually great advice about making decisions when you're stuck. It means that sometimes any choice is better than no choice at all. For example, if you're standing in front of the fridge debating between a salad and a sandwich, just pick one and move on. You'll still get fed, and you'll avoid wasting time and energy. So then we take the fictional day a little further into the evening, and it's time for a wind down. After dinner, ready to relax. Time for some TV? Here comes the hardest part, finding something to watch. And it's not just the TV. This indecision spills into other leisure activities too. Think about that pile of half-read books on the shelf, all started but never finished because we couldn't decide which one to commit to. Or those board games bought with excitement but never opened because choosing the right time or group felt too tricky. According to Dr. Sheena Iyengar, an expert on decision making, too many choices can create decision paralysis, where we avoid making decisions altogether because the mental effort feels overwhelming. Leisure, meant to relax us, can ironically become a source of stress when options feel endless. Should I continue that show I started last week or try something new? We scroll through streaming services for what feels like an eternity. Did you know that it takes people about 20 minutes just to decide what to watch on TV? No wonder the popcorn is usually gone before we even press play. It's like being stuck in Netflix version of Shakespeare's To Be or Not to Be, except it's to watch or not to watch. So the bigger picture here is that while these little decisions seem harmless and a little bit of fun, they can add up and leave us feeling drained. And when it's time to make more significant choices, like where to live, how to invest money, or what career path to take, we might not have much energy left. Research shows that financial decisions are some of the toughest, with buying a house and investing money topping the list. It's similar to how Benjamin Franklin famously said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." This means that learning something valuable now can pay off greatly in the future. For example, learning a new skill. If we invest time learning how to cook, we'll save money on takeaways and eat healthier in the long run. Financial literacy, understanding how to budget and invest, can lead to financial stability and even early retirement. Career development. Taking a course or earning a certification can open up better job opportunities, increasing our earning potential. Health and fitness. Learning about nutrition and exercise can lead to a healthier, longer life, reducing medical expenses. Leonardo da Vinci, one of history's greatest polymaths, understood the value of managing mental energy. He reportedly kept detailed notebooks to capture his ideas, allowing his mind to focus on creative breakthroughs without being bogged down by everyday concerns. Da Vinci might advise us something like this: to simplify routine decisions. Just as Da Vinci sketched ideas to avoid forgetting them, keep a daily planner or meal prep in advance to save decision-making power. Prioritize important decisions. Da Vinci worked on complex inventions early in the day when his mind was sharp, a practice that modern-day productivity experts recommend. Limit choices. Da Vinci limited distractions when working on masterpieces. Similarly, reduce unnecessary choices by sticking to tried and true options for daily tasks. Use expert help. For critical and complex decisions like financial planning, consider using expert services. There's a lot of people out there that have already made a lot of decisions to come up with what might be the best options for you today. So look, this is just a brief little venture into the idea of how we can simplify decision making. It's by no means philosophical. But looking back, it is clear to see how decision fatigue sneaks into every corner of our lives. In the morning, small choices like breakfast and outfit seem simple, but they chip away at our mental energy. By midday, even picking lunch can feel like a battle, leaving us scrolling endlessly or playing eeny meeny miny mo just to move forward. In the evening, when we should be winding down, we face a pile of unread books, unopened board games or endless streaming options to make relaxing anything but relaxing. These everyday moments might seem minor, but when combined, they drain our ability to tackle the bigger, more meaningful decisions, like advancing our careers, managing our finances and relationships, or improving our health. As Benjamin Franklin wisely said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So learning how to manage decisions is one of the smartest investments we can make. So what can we take away from all this? Maybe it's time to channel our inner Leonardo da Vinci, simplify routines, set priorities, reduce unnecessary choices, and seek expert advice when needed. Decision making doesn't have to feel like an endless maze. So next time, when we're stuck between choosing pizza or pasta, or deciding what to wear to that next event, remember, we're not alone. Simplify where possible, trust your instincts, and save your energy for what truly matters. So thank you once again for taking an interest. I have a whole series on decision making that I'm working through. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more live simplifying tips, and I'll see you next time. We all face decision overload. Maybe just make a game out of it and try setting a timer or flipping a coin for the small stuff, so we have more energy for the big things that truly matter.